Hi guys, I've got a pretty fun page for you today in my traveler's notebook. It can't really be anything but fun with that cute little face in these photos. These photos are from my last trip to Christchurch to see Jack. These were at the airport. We took a few airport selfies just to pass the time. That was before he started screaming, and the other passengers in the waiting lounge looked at me very disapprovingly. I will say that when Jack left, they looked relieved. The passengers looked relieved. I looked sad, but the other passengers looked relieved. Today I am using the Life Crafted kit from July from Citrus Twist. This is I think it's called the Best of This Life kit. And it's very bright and very pretty. And as always, you can see there on the little dish I've got, it comes with a die cut ephemera pack that is just absolutely chock full of die cuts. I literally never use all the die cuts. I've got a huge stash of them sitting there, and today I thought I would do my very best to use as many of them as I can. So I've got three little photos. The 3x4 photo there I backed on one of the black and white pattern papers, and I've trimmed down another one of the stripy bright colourful papers to go on the left hand side. My other two smaller photos, I think they're something like about 2.25 inches square, something like that, and I'm not going to put any pattern paper on that side. Instead I'm going to make a bit of a feature here with some of the die cuts. So I'm just going through the pack, picking out ones that they go with the colours. I mean, they all match really. They go with the colours in the pattern paper I've used on the left, and any that might be sort of somewhat relevant, or just ones that I like, to be honest, to the photos. And I'm just making a smaller pile on my page. I don't know that I end up using all of these anyway, but it often helps me to go through them and pick out the ones I know I want to use. Now, before I stick my photos down on this right hand side page, I'm going to create a column of die cuts, and I'm going to do that all the way up the right hand edge of the page. Some of these I'm going to overlap off the edge and I'll trim those down with scissors later, and some of them I'm sticking to the edge of the page here. But I'm going to try and distribute the sort of shapes and colors that I've got just to create a balanced column of die cuts. I love this one here. It looks like gumdrops and the colors are really pretty, so it just helps give me that little border, and I'm going to layer things on top of each other so bits will get covered up and whatnot, but I'm not super concerned about that. Like I said, there are always a million die cuts in these packs, and my point here is just to use as many as I can on what is otherwise going to be a really simple page. There's not going to be a whole lot else. I've already got 3 photos happening here, and this one I'm ready to stick down. I'm going to stick that under one of the die cuts, and the other photo I'm going to stick on top here. Now, before I stick down any more die cuts, I want to do a little bit of stamping. This page isn't technically going to end up with a title, so this is the biggest stamp that I stamp on here, and that sort of ends up kind of becoming the title of the page. This is unreal. I'm going to add a couple more stamps later on, but yeah, like I said, I just wanted to make sure I got at least one stamp on there to be the title for this page. Now, my photo on the left that I've matted it for a reason, and that was so that it stood out on that stripy page a little bit better, but also so that you don't have the photo branding underneath there, because I am going to create a little hidden flap with that photo to hide my journaling underneath. Now I'm carrying on layering up these die cuts. That tiny little rainbow is so cute there, and several of these I am overhanging off the page. Like I said, it just helps to give, just make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more dynamic, and I did stick that one back over top of my photo, so it kind of looks like a purposeful scattering, like you've just accidentally spilled the pile of die cuts onto your page and then glued them down as they were. As well as putting them down the column, I did add a couple more just to fill in some of those blank spaces above and below the photos. Not too many, I do want to keep them more towards the right hand side. and once I feel like it's about sort of full, which it is, I'm just going to trim off the little pieces that hang over the edge, and I can throw those away. So that, like I said, that's basically my page done. All I want to do here is create the flap with my photo, and I did decide that I want to add a little bit more stamping too. So I'm going to use my Brilliance Moonlight white ink just to add one little stamp to my 3x4 photo down the bottom here. Did have to make sure that I had that up the right way, and I'm going to add one more stamp just to the top of my photos on the right hand side. It's just a tiny little stamp, so it kind of just helps to add a little bit more of the black. Because I matted that photo on black and white paper and none of the die cuts have black in them, and then I stamped in black, I just want to have that third little piece of black, so the other stamp did quite nicely. Now I'm using some of this glitter washi from my stash, but you do see me adding a little bit of tape runner to that washi tape. It's not particularly sticky, and I do not want this flap to come off. So I stuck the tape down to the top of my photo and then added a little bit of tape runner. And then when I flip it up, I added some more tape on the other side. So I'm fairly confident that this will not come off now. I just wanted to make sure. Now, handily enough, the pattern paper I used here has lines. I'm using those lines to try and make sure that my journaling is a little bit straight. You can see how much journaling I snuck in there, and you can't see any of it, which is my favorite kind. Love how this page turned out. This is a really great kit. It's full of bright and beautiful colors, so if you haven't grabbed one for yourself, make sure you head over to the shop and pick one up. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen, or why not consider checking out my Patreon page, because there are even more videos over there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!